ho, hello, year two. I didn't see you there. How's everybody doing today? It's good to see you all, and that must mean it's Monday and it's time for another week of home learning. And I'm back today to talk to you about some stuff that hopefully I think you're going to find very, very interesting. So let's dive straight into it. In a moment, I am going to put a word up on the screen for you to see. And then I'm going to ask you to think a little bit about that word. So let's have a look for it. I'll share my screen with you. Can you see this word? It's got a tricky sound in it. A couple of tricky sounds, actually. Have you read it? That's right. It says ocean. Now, what comes into your mind when you hear the word ocean? What things do you think of? What do you visualize in your mind when you hear the word ocean? What do you know about the ocean, or the oceans, I should say, that we have on planet Earth? Well, here's your opportunity to demonstrate how much you know, because I'm going to ask you in a second to pause the video and spend some time talking with your grown-up about what you know about the oceans, or what things you think of when you think of the word ocean. Talk about that, and then I'd like you to create for me a mind map or a spider diagram or a whatever you want to call it. You might call it something different. You can draw, you can write, any of the things that come into your mind when you think about the word ocean. And any of the facts and any of the information that you know about oceans, you can jot those in there too. And I would love to see those later on. So, hope that makes sense. I would like you to pause the video and do that for me now. I hope you had fun with your facts about the oceans. And don't forget, your grown-ups will be wanting to see those, your school grown-ups, I mean. So if you're in my class, do share them with me on Dojo. I'd love to see your mind maps, your spider diagrams for what you know or what you think about when you listen to the word ocean. And your teachers in your classes as well. If you're not in my class, would love to see those too. So share those on Dojo or share them via email so that everyone can see what you've been up to. And I wonder if you can remember some facts about the oceans, because back in term one, I think it was, we learned how many oceans there are, and we learned some of their names as well. Can you remember them all? It's a bit tricky. I actually have a song that helps me remember. Then I think in the Robbins class, we did this song together. In the other two classes, you might not have, but now's your chance to learn. It's a very simple, very short song. I'll sing it for you, and then if you want to, you can pause the video and rewind and join in with me afterwards. It goes like this. There are five oceans, oceans, Pacific and Atlantic, Indian and Arctic, southern too, southern too. And that's it, very simple. A tune you should all know, and very easy words, and that will help you remember the 5 oceans that we have on planet Earth. And another fact for you that I just learned the other day, when it came into my brain, I often do this, I think, what is that all about? And then I go to my old friend, Uncle Google, and ask him the question and find out the answers. I'm a bit sad like that. I spend a lot of time doing things like that. And the other day I was thinking, what is actually the difference between an ocean and the sea? And how would you define that? And I Googled it. And actually, the answer is the sea, or a sea, is just a part of the ocean that's partially enclosed by land. So it's those parts of the ocean that are very closer to the land and are almost surrounded by land. So I learned that the other day. Very interesting. I'm sure you found that very interesting too. Anyway, what are we going to do next, Mr. MacInnes? I hear you already asking. Well, let me show you. Go back to this screen where we were looking at the word ocean. And in a moment, I'm going to show you some pictures. And I'm going to ask you to have a look at those pictures and see if you can work out what might be connecting those pictures together. Are you ready? Are you steady? Let's have a look. Hopefully you can see all of these pictures. There are 8 different pictures on the screen now that hopefully you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What do you think connects all of these pictures together? tricky question, isn't it? Why don't you spend a couple of minutes talking with your grown-up about what you think connects these pictures together? What is the link between all of these pictures? How could these pictures possibly be linked to one another? Have you had a good think about that? I hope you have. Because what I'm going to ask you to do is, by using all 8 of those pictures, can you think of a link that joins them all together? How do you think they're connected? And I'd like you to spend a little bit of time writing down your thoughts about how these pictures might be connected, whether or not they're telling some sort of story or not, and what you think might be the reason that I'm showing you all of these pictures. So you can jot that down. You can jot that down in idea form. You can just write down a stream of consciousness, your different ideas. Or if you want a challenge, and I know there's a lot of you out there who will be needing a good challenge, what you could do is try and link these pictures together by writing them a bit like a story. Have a think, use some creative thinking time to come up with your ideas. And then can you write a short story that incorporates all of these different images? How might they link together? How might they tell a story? Very, very intriguing. You're definitely going to need some time to think about your ideas and chat about them, so that before you put pencil to paper, so I'd spend some time jotting down your ideas or talking with a grown-up about what you think links them together before you start making a story. But then when you've done that, you can have a go at writing it down as a story, or if you prefer, just your ideas, and as I said, jot them down and what links them all together and your thoughts about that. And then don't forget to share them with your teacher, with me or with your teacher, Mr. Davis, Miss Dyer, and link us to them on Dojo or via email so we can see what wonderful ideas you've been coming up with. I hope you're going to have fun with that activity. I'm sure you will. And I will see you again tomorrow, and we'll have a little bit of a think more about some of these things we've been thinking about today. Okay, have fun. See you soon. Bye-bye.